God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love and the unity. And lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love and the unity. And lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Every walk of life. Every creed and color. In kinship we unite. In honor of God and each other. You take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Namaste, I bow to you. You feel the love and the unity. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice to repeat after me. We come together. We come together. Come on now. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. Come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. Come together. In the name of love.
All right. Ooh, I better pace myself. It's been a while since I've been here. It's good to see everybody. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. Oh, it's good to be back. And well, we'll see what I have to say today, huh? So, please help me welcome to the platform our Assistant Minister, Reverend Nancy Woods. Our musical inspiration, Mr. Jason Goldstein.
Good morning, everybody.
And his young friend, who we'll introduce later. And hello to everyone joining us online. Yeah, give him some love. Give the lads some love.
Sam Rather.
Yes, all right. A face even we can love, not just your mother. Yeah, all right. And welcome to all of those of you joining us online. If this is your first time joining us, my name is Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow. Actually, it's still my name, even if you've been here a while. I'm the senior minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living here in Granada Hills, a faith community located in the North San Fernando Valley, a place where we welcome all who practice their beliefs and faith and love. So we're delighted to have you with us here this morning. So let's bring the lights down and take a deep breath together. Exhale as we use the breath to bring our attention fully to this eternal now moment as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. That fundamental to this truth is a unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Nancy lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. The seventh candle we light for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. The eighth candle we light for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. The ninth candle we light for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their life, and for the space we hold for them here in the sanctuary, within our online community, and of course, within our own hearts. Now, as Reverend Nancy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experience the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our soul. There is one flame, one light within.
I truly appreciate this wondrous light within. And in recognition of that awareness of this life, this light, this divine presence that is within each and every one of us, we know and understand that that's where we are bringing life forth from this place that knows all, is all, and creates all. So as we know that this morning, in this hour, we are gathered in this understanding, knowing the infinite presence as it expands the newness of life continuously, we open ourselves to that which it gives to us, offers to us, and blesses us with in this hour together. Knowing that the loving energy that is being experienced and expressed and manifested pours forth into us and through us in the music, the message, the greetings, whatever unfolds is a divine event in our lives and our awareness of the greatness of being alive and being able to express and manifest the newness of being. So with all these wondrous events of expression unfold, we can relax into the idea of being grateful, appreciative, and receptive. So with the love of the universe and the love of the Lord, the infinite creative spirit of life, we express our appreciation and willingness as we say together, and so it is. Good morning. I think they like you. I see all these seats. Oh, thank you all for being here. And it is always a wondrous opportunity to share the stage with Reverend Mike, so thank you. Today, I wanted to share a little bit about being willing to accept change. You know, I found that I always had a little bit of resistance to change, but I kept finding new things. But I was noticing that as I got older, I wanted things to kind of stay, some things to stay like they are. And but when you say you're willing to grow and willing to accept spirit, that becomes uncomfortable if you try to make it stay the way it is. Because spirit is constantly new, moment by moment. And it allows me to release yesterday, even last night, and all that went before. So, a lot of things have unfolded recently that tapped me on the shoulder to remember that change is good. Change is good. So this month, I'm celebrating being 80. I like it. I really do. And in this class that we're teaching on Monday nights with Emerson, the whole chapter is about you got to accept that things are constantly changing. And there were several other things that showed up in my life. I told Maureen, don't change that. And I got upset because she was changing things. And then life just started kicking me. You gotta change, you gotta change. And then I sit down to read this, and I had to start laughing because when you become willing to change and accept that these principles are real, going against them is not comfortable. And there are continuous reminders that this is really a wondrous way to live. To understand the principles and the philosophy that we are in is constantly telling us the world loves us, spirit loves us. So it wants to keep blessing us with newness, expansion, and greatness of being. So I'm going to accept it, whether I want to or not, because I love this philosophy and I love the way Spirit has, I don't know, I say help me author life. And has authored in such a way that I am very happy to be here, to have all of you here, and to be the one that's standing up here saying, y'all, I'm glad life is real and here today. Thank you all for coming. Look, this is beautiful, Ralph. And thank y'all for letting me share that.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for sharing. I'd like to welcome Sam Rather here to the stage. Sam is a student of mine at Campbell Hall, and he's a great musician. All right.
There are people who have let the problems of today lead them to conclude that for them life is not the way. But for every problem has an answer, and if yours you cannot find, you should talk it over to him. He'll give you peace of mind. When you feel your life too hard, just go have a talk with God. Dun, 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 dun. Many of us feel like we walk alone without a friend, never communicating with the one who lives within, forgetting all about the one who never ever lets you down. And you can talk to him anytime, he's always around. When you feel your life too hard, just go have a talk with God. Well, he's the only free psychiatrist that's known throughout the world for solving all the problems of men, women, little boys and girls. When you feel your life too hard, just go have a talk with God. Yes, when you feel your life too hard, just go have a talk with God. When you feel your life too hard, just go have a talk with God.
All right, Sam. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful song. Oh, so a few announcements. There's a practitioner available for a 2-minute tune-up, so if you have something you want to expand, grab a practitioner. There's a lot of them around. Monday night's class, from whence we came, we're going to do it'll be open one more Monday, and then it will be closed. So if you want to join us, it's online and in person. Wednesday morning, there is songwriting with the 4 agreements, and I think that is already closed. But Wednesday evening at 5 p.m., we have a visioning. We do visioning for this church. And we are just open to anybody that wants to experience it. Join us. And we will have it this coming Wednesday. And on Wednesday night, Dr. Maureen and myself are going to do a discussion group. We're going to pick a topic and just talk about spirituality or the science of mind. So we're going to try to do this every first Wednesday of the month. So if you you have questions, you have things that you want to talk about, join us. And so that's from 7 to 8 on Wednesday night. And Thursday morning, Nancy Shriver is doing Tai Chi. And it's a fun group. Everybody seems to be a little bit ahead of me, but I'm catching up. But it's a fun group, so come and join us for that. And that is all for the announcement. And thank you. And would you stand and say the Declaration of Principles with me? We believe in one universal spirit manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal too, and instills itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon a law of mind, which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life, in immortality of individual souls forever expanding. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the giftedness of life.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, yes, I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and you shine so bright. And we shine, yes, we shine, and we shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world.
Let's go now.
And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. One more time. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, yes, we shine so bright.
Oh, so much for pacing myself. It's really great to see you. You know, when I saw he's back, you know, I thought, oh gosh, what if nobody comes? Well, we like the guest speakers better. Anyway, it's good to be here, and frankly, it's good to be anywhere these days. I know you know what I mean, so it's good to be here today to be with all of you. And it's Happy Groundhog Day. I don't know if is winter over now, or anybody know? All right. And yesterday, just so you know, just to keep the Irish thing going, yesterday was the feast of St. Bridget, goddess of the hearth. So you may have seen these crosses made out of reeds. So that's what that's tied to. It's a little Irish thing. It's actually a Neolithic thing, they believe. And one of the brilliant things about Christianity is the way they were able to bring in existing cultures into their own gig as they went along, which they probably learned from the Romans, to be honest with you, but that's another talk for another day. So however you keep the day, it's good to be here with you. And, has anyone here heard about Johnny Winter? Johnny Winter, any blues fans out there? So when I was in my 20s, one of my favorite songs was Still Alive and Well. I never knew that would become my anthem in my later life. But here we are, here we all are. And I do want to thank all of the speakers who have filled in for the last 6 weeks, which I have to say, I had to count it. It's only been 6 weeks, but it seems like it was a lot longer. I think because I missed the holiday stuff, and the spiral just isn't the same online as being here. So thanks for doing that again, Rosalie. At least I got to do it at home. And I appreciate what everyone was speaking to last month when we revisited the first 4 Roman numeral, whatever that word is, in the textbook. So those being, of course, I think I have these up here. Yeah, the thing itself, the way it works, what it does, and how to use it. And I appreciated hearing everybody's take on that as well. And, a lot has happened. A lot has happened since I saw you last. I'm speaking specifically to how the Seahawks got snaked out of a playoff opportunity by the Rams with some jive quality of winning formula. I see that shirt out there. Yeah, but we weren't the only ones who got hosed this year, so this is for you, Brian. I feel your pain. All right. And a beautiful shot at Lake Tahoe. So, but there are more important things to think about these days in football, or even more important than the Super Bowl. Sacrilege, I know. But, it's all about perspective, right? And for those of you who have dealt with a major health condition before and survived and lived to tell the tale, maybe you've decided that to just have a conscious perspective shift upon the things that you pay attention to. I know that I have. I don't know, maybe it started with the doctors. I don't want any BS from the doctors. No wishy-washy communications. I just give me the facts, ma'am. And you too, sir. And so not to date myself, I brought in the Criminal Minds Guide too, which says the number of pathogens passed during a handshake is staggering. It's actually safer to kiss. And somehow they made this nerdy guy look pretty good. I mean, I'm thinking about switching sides right now. Yeah, I know. He does look good, doesn't he? All right. So, I think what I appreciate most about this reviewing the first 4 Roman numeral chapters is taking inventory about where I am with the basic principles of the teaching every January. So what is it? What is it that I've been giving my attention to in the past year? What is it that I'm going to want to pay attention to this year? What is different about my understanding of the law of mind this year compared to last? So in the beginning, when just learning how to use it, I think it was really more of a mental exercise for me. That the science of mind philosophy for me was a kind of a psychological strategy for getting more of what I want out of life. And the teaching is that, of course. But when you start thinking about that, if you're coming at it from just a mental perspective, then it kind of begs the question, well, can an agnostic use this power of mind? Of course, the answer is yeah. Can an atheist? Yeah, you bet they can. So I don't know if Hitler believed in God. It's always Hitler in the first Science of Mind class. I don't know if Hitler believed in God or not, but he sure knew the power of mind, either consciously or unconsciously. And he's also a demonstration of how too much ego can skew the demonstrated life right off the rails and clear of any kind of moral expression of life at its most basic moral tenet, which is, thou shalt not kill. That's like one of the basic ones, right? Institutionalize the killing of 6 million, they say now, with history, maybe even as many as 11 million people, in an institutional, methodical way. It's horrible. Not to mention 8 million of his own people. And the brainwashing of an entire country where a God-fearing nation turned away from its Christian principles that they supposedly believed in. So my experience is, even as we acknowledge our oneness with the divine, our egoic nature can pull us into the ditch of futility unless we are painstaking in our commitment to building a deep realization of our relationship with the divine, and to do this consciously. However you know that to be. And don't be afraid to color outside the lines on that one. Maybe ego, in 12-step they say ego is edging God out. Maybe that is part of the struggle. I give it away, I take it back. I give it away, I take it back. But as we daily commit to turning to the light, the shadow dissipates and no longer darkens the doorway of our conscious thought, which means that our choices then have more light than shadow in their expression. We are more effective then. We're more effective in demonstrating the life that we want that is clear of the clingers. What are the clingers? Those little bits of doubt that are still hanging on, right? Those little bits within us that are the unhealed aspects of shadow. And I don't care where you are on the continuum of this unfolding of consciousness, the magnificence of who you are, and you are magnificent expressions of the one, the shadow's still in there. So I met a Buddhist yesterday at a memorial service, and he was telling me about his teacher from a Chinese vein sect. I'm not sure what the correct term would be in Buddhism. And his teacher said that there are 10 levels of enlightenment. 10 levels. So what that tells me is there's still a little bit of shadow as we move our way up, whatever that is. I don't know if there's an up or down or however it happens. But I just know that there are some days when I feel invincible, and then there are other days when I feel low. And even in that invincible thing, there may be vulnerability still in that, by the way. So it's not that I feel bulletproof, right? But rather that I'm willing to step into my authentic self to meet life as it comes at me, but also to demonstrate the life of my wildest dreams in conscious ways. Now consider this, Holmes didn't focus on how it works until after what? Right? Until he focused on the thing itself. In other words, he didn't focus on the psychological right away. Not that he did focus on the psychological, but not right away. What he encouraged us to do is to explore what this notion, using God as a placeholder word for this experience of something greater than we are, that all of us have in some way, to expand that And to know that we're never going to arrive anywhere, that it's a continual unfolding of an upward spiral of expression, which is the great thing, right? I think. What that tells me is that there's always something new to experience in this way. And I think Richard Rohr is onto something when he talks about, the nature of suffering and how, we use suffering to actually build our awareness of the divine. Sometimes it uses us, right? But in our teaching, we know that any suffering that we're experiencing is the signpost up ahead. Pointing to what? To the light. If we're willing to do the work. And it does take work. I've never heard of any spiritual teacher, even Jesus, and he got kind of a leg up on everybody. He had to go out in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, fasting. That's not so easy to do. I mean, not that he had a cell phone he was addicted to or anything. But every teacher does the work. So Holmes focused on the thing itself, the spiritual rather than the intellectual. And he encourages us as students to expand what we think God is. And then next to consider this law of cause and effect and how it is not fate, but mind that's in the driver's seat of our expression of this thing called life, except when we live our life by default rather than by design. And then it appears that fate is in the driver's seat. But all of it is an expression of consciousness. That life is consciousness, the expressed, the unexpressed, the unconscious, and the conscious. So the first chapter after that, underscoring this need to connect with this some power greater than we are by ourselves. The next heading chapter is In the Beginning, God. So Holmes clearly is encouraging us all to bring the power of the thing itself into our daily life. And how do we do that? How do we know that it's happening? We demonstrate it. We demonstrate it. How do we demonstrate it? By using the law of mind. Right? Recognizing that there is a law of cause and effect, that our thought is cause to our effect, and as we align it with the first cause, another name for the divine, right, we express a life that's more creative, more joyous, more loving, where compassion is the default, right? We're no longer self-conscious about being soft-hearted most of the time. All right, some of the time. There's so much to pay attention to out there. There's so much to pay attention to in here. So the one power that we definitely have, if we choose to exercise it, is our power of choice. What is it that we're choosing to pay our attention to? And if you're not sure, just look at your Facebook feed and see what's popping up. Right? Is it like crazy, insane stuff, or is it fairly harmonious, maybe even memes encouraging love and compassion? For most of us, it's probably a mixture of both. Hopefully, we're posting the memes of love and compassion. So we can choose to react rather than respond, or we can choose to respond rather than to react. That we can, in some small way, put our own shoulder to the cart that makes the situation just a wee bit better. So with all the fires, it's very overwhelming. We all want to do something, right, to help out. So thank you for your generosity in supporting the Ahia Center and also Unity of Pasadena got hammered pretty well. But, we're doing small. In our house, we're fostering a couple dogs for an unhoused family while they wait for their rental to become available. And I can hardly wait till those dogs are gone. No, they're very sweet. I'm joking. They're very sweet. But there is another house that we have an interest in as well. And this is our spiritual house, our spiritual home. This is our spiritual home. If this is your first time here, I'm inviting you to join us and make this your spiritual home. And I'll keep nudging everybody to get out of their little cliques where they talk to their friends all the time and make sure that we find a way to get you included. This is my commitment. After laying on my backside for the last 6 months, thinking, okay, if I come back to this deal, what do I want to focus on? What do I want these last years of ministry to look like? And so, for me, I want to create a space in a conscious way where folks can come together and grow in faith and love, where it's not just my job, but it's our job together to do that. Now, what does that mean? We got to do our own work. That's what it means. That's what I'm committing to in a more conscious and obvious way this year, to open the doors of this community to consciously and mindfully create beloved community together where new friends are welcomed and invited to join us in exploring how to create beloved community together and to find ways of being more inclusive in this enterprise. So in his book, Creating Beloved Community, Dr. Jim Lockard writes, I see the beloved community as people on a spiritual pathway who seek a closer relationship with God, however named and defined, and as people who take their spiritual awareness into the world to be examples of love and compassion in action. Now, how do we do that? Well, we practice it first in here. We practice it first here for the 30 minutes that we kind of hang out together. And then we go home and practice it in our own home. Imagine that, right? With that sibling that maybe we lock horns with. Whomever. You know who you need to practice it with. We practice it here, we take it there, and then all of a sudden, we're like the person bringing light to the party, whether we're in our car or at the checkout line. Or how about this, in our office? We get the reputation of being the creative person who has a great attitude, the peacemaker, the one that's full of these dynamic ideas. Where does she pull those from? Who knows? Well, we know. From the creative impulse of life, making space for it to express. Because as we become more authentic, we become stronger and can speak our word with authority. No longer being content to be the shrinking violet, and no longer having a superiority complex where we have to run the whole show. Because we're really hiding an inferiority complex, right? So we stand in the strength of who we are as expressions of the divine having a good time by means of you and by means of me. And it reflects in our life. So the beloved community is about being truly dedicated to walking your talk, to being in full alignment with spiritual principles. That's Dr. Jim again. So it's interesting, you can't get away from it. This idea of building community together is always about doing our own work first. And if you think about it, in any effective community, whether it's Rotary, Kiwanis, 12-step, or spiritual community, the most effective ones are those are full of people who are conscious that their work starts here first. right? Because it's easy to direct out there. We all know people who are good. They call themselves, I'm the idea guy, right? Well, the world is full. We got too many chiefs out in the world. What we need is more people to serve, to be a member among members, to be a worker among workers. I got to tell you, when I look out in the world right now, I think people are longing for connection in ways that are both deep and respectful. And this requires building spiritual awareness as a skill, recognizing that spiritual awareness is a skill to be developed until it becomes an attribute of our personality. And even then, knowing we're sharpening the saw all the time. Because when that happens, then that outpictures in the spiritual community. So the local spiritual community must focus on the development of spiritual awareness and more expanded consciousness of its members. Now, this is written to ministers, by the way. It's not your job to make sure everybody's on mark. But it is our job to see each other in their humanity, to recognize that in that humanity, people are going to sometimes fall short, right? So then we're now practicing what? Forgiveness, right? We become willing to offload the resentments that we've been dragging around, like the chains of Jacob Marley dragging our resentments around behind us, And what was his big theatrical moment? Oh, But what I'm looking for us to do is to create an atmosphere where people can more fully explore and fully realize the glory of the Most High that is within themselves and within others. Now, this means all of the others, not just your faves. That's the work. And there's plenty of work to do these days. So qualities of community, a consciousness of compassion, love, connection, deep and radical self-knowledge, a consciousness of healing. Vision, how about pioneering? A consciousness of contribution, of possibility, of resiliency. This is all Jim. Let's see if I'm even close to where I'm supposed to be here. Can you advance the slide for me, Evan? How about another one? Okay, here we go. Not too far off. These qualities arise from the gathering of spiritually aware people who seek to deepen their realization through practice, learning, and connection. From these ideals and practices, the beloved community emerges, a community that is significant to contribute to the more universal beloved community. So Jim is looking to build something really big, right? What I'm proposing is that together we build, our big is right here in this room, right? Our big is right here in our own heart. And to do it in a more conscious way, incorporating these principles in them. And Jim writes that compassion is a foremost expression of divine love, endless love, a love that knows no restrictions, no limitations. That such a love is available to us all, but few manage to express it in their lives. And then he writes this. So take a breath. In fact, he writes, few believe that it exists, much less that it is already within them. This, I think, is unfortunately true. So how are we going to do this? Well, because I'm going to shut up, but I'm just going to put this out there. There's no place to sign up yet, but there will be next week where I'm myself and Reverend Gordon Bailey of our Unitarian friends. We are going to be hosting a workshop for 2 Saturdays in a row, 4 hours of stretch from 10 to 2 o'clock. The first one beginning February 22nd, the second one being March 1st. I'm going to ask all of our board members and practitioners to commit to being there for both sessions. And I want to invite anyone who likes this idea of creating beloved community, who is interested in deepening their own spiritual awareness, of picking up some spiritual tools to help offload some of the energetic that some of us may be picking up in the expression of the outer world, shall we say, right? Because people who are willing to recognize that there's something going on within us that is longing to be healed so that we can walk in the world happy, joyous, and free, and know this truth for others as well. So what do you say? You up for that? Yeah. Can I get that a little louder? Yeah. All right, good. So there'll be more information coming out. You'll hear about it. But for now, let's just take a deep, conscious breath and release and go, oh, God, I forgot how he could go on. But how can you miss me if I don't go away? So taking a deep breath as we think about this week, about building spiritual awareness. What does that mean for you and for me? Maybe we can leave here today with, if nothing else, a commitment to allow our perceptions to shift from a compassion-focused perspective. To seek first to understand rather than to be understood. That's a good start. To practice being open-hearted. Maybe something as simple as you're moving through the rest of this day, just in your mind, in your heart mind, to bless people as they pass you by. I bless you. I bless you. Knowing radiant health for someone who may need someone to know that for them. And then to see if at the end of the day we feel more open-hearted for the practice, because that's what will happen. Practice it today. Take that into your work life this week. See what shifts. And then let's come in and check in with each other next week and see how we did.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still as I wait here in the silence for you to come and stay a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. Raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. Yes, you raise me up to more than I can be.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Sam Rather on drums. Sam Rather.
Mr. Goldstein.
Thank you.
And Sam. Thank you. Nice job today. Appreciate it. All right, so if you come prepared with a gift, an offering today, make your way up as Chloe brings up the basket. For those of you joining us online, maybe you can take a moment to use our link, and together we can sing our offering chant. Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit gives to us, Spirit receives through us, Spirit lives and breathes through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us. Rams, huh? That's all right. We love you. I'm doing my work right now. I'm just letting you know. So, do we have kids? Okay. Would you like to report on our kids, or you good?
I just please remember, we have junior church, and we just decorated it for Valentine's Day, so there's a lot of love in it. We'd love to have children in it, too.
Yes.
So we're here every Sunday for you.
Yeah. Thank you. That's Miss Ginny Fox, one of our practitioners here and our youth director right now. So let's give her some love. She's not often in here, so. All right. So we're all done, right?
Yeah.
I don't have any jokes, sorry, so I guess we'll finish up. So let's invite Reverend. It's really great to see all of you and to be back again. And let's see what we can do with this 2025 together, huh? Yeah.
Oh, it's full. Thank you. So, it is with a consciousness of gratitude and appreciation. I say thank you for the energy that has been shared today. And know that as we go forth from this experience, we take this nugget of love from this wondrous community with us into all our experiences. And it's with a blessing and appreciation for this truth that we are moving out into life from, that we join together in knowing it and embracing it, as we say. And so it is.
Please join me in singing the peace song. We can all stand up. Oh, big circle. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as a power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy